still, even though there's a little bit of cleanup to do, you can see that the miniature museum, the Jerry Wagner Memorial Miniature Museum, is coming along really nicely. Of the 30-some rooms in these two sections, each room is pretty much complete. Then the center section is pretty much complete. Then over here is another section, which I still have work to do on, though there's a lot of artifacts in it already, as you can see. Then coming over here, this section is still being worked on, as is this section. And then if we go back, way back over here down to the other end, this section has a lot of work to do on it to make it suitable for making displays. So I'm going to come back in just a minute with you, and I'm going to pick out one or two of the rooms and talk with you about. I guess I'll begin the tour. We're going to look at several rooms each time. This, I guess, is a really good place to begin, because in this room are concretions of CHERT. The Native Americans in this part of Michigan would find the CHERT balls or pieces of tabular CHERT. It was the raw material for making the arrowhead, spear points, and scrapers, many other types of tool. This is Bayport nodular CHERT, and it comes from over in the thumb area of Michigan. The tabular CHERT in the back, I'm not sure where these pieces originate from, but there is also a Bayport tabular CHERT, which I don't have an example of here. But as you can see, the CHERT nodules come in, a variety of different forms, and almost all of the arrowheads that I find in this area are made of Bayport CHERT. Of course, there are exceptions, but I want to show you something else here. I'm going to skip to another room for just a minute. This is a unique handheld chopper. It comes down to a nice bit. Interestingly, in the back, you see this oval shape? That's a CHERT nodule. So while they used this for chopping, they could have been intending at one point maybe to break this nodule out to make other tools out of it. So let's come back over here. On many of the arrowheads and things, if it's made of a nodular CHERT, whether it's from Michigan or not, it has concentric rings, and you'll see that displayed in the arrowhead, spear points, and what have you. The tabular CHERT does not. Okay. So let's drop down to another room here. This one is dealing specifically with CELTS. CELTS are ungrooved axes. They could also be attached to a handle. These ones were all found here in Saginaw, Michigan, amongst ballast rock that was brought in from some other area. So I'm not sure where these particular CELTS originated from, but they could have been from here in Saginaw. But the material is rather unusual, I think, for Saginaw or Michigan, at least as far as I've seen in the past. But they are all nice examples of CHERTs. And there's a picture of how they would have been attached, how they could have been attached to a handle. No Native American Indian man, his toolkit would have been complete without at least one of these. And those are the two I want to show you tonight. There's another room of CELTS here, room of arrowheads, several rooms actually of arrowheads. Maybe we'll take a look at those tomorrow night, or tomorrow when I do the next, when I take you on a continued tour of this. I'm trying to find one of these that you can actually see the rings in I was telling you about from the CHERT nodule, but I don't see it on any of these ones, so they may have all been made of tabular CHERT. Anyways, I hope you've enjoyed taking a look at this, those two rooms tonight. The museum, as I said, is coming along really nicely. Some cleanup to do along the bottom, but I have other interesting displays that I want to set up as part of this, dedicated to my dear friend and mentor, Jerry Wagner. All right, God bless and have a great evening.